Good evening, Lowdown Nation. Tonight is episode 23 of the Lowdown with Matt. And tonight it is my distinct pleasure to have with me Mr. Phil Balzer, who is the bass player for Atlanta-based rock band Echoes of Savages. How you doing tonight, Phil?
Pretty good. How you doing? How you doing, Matt?
I can't complain. Can't complain. Like I was telling you before we went live, just actually got back in town yesterday. We took a long weekend and went up to Asheville, North Carolina. Hung out up there. I want to shout out Harvest Records. We had the pleasure of finding them while we were up there, and it's a great little record shop up there. A lot of vinyl, a lot of cassettes, very retro feel to it.
Oh,
Really had a good time. So
sounds fun.
So if you're ever up in Nashville, definitely check out Harvest. So anyway, like I said, this is episode 23, and we'll just go ahead and get into the matters at hand here. And we'll go ahead and start with the first and most obvious question, and that is, Phil, how long have you been playing bass?
That's a lot of years. Since I was 12 years old. I guess about 35 years, somewhere around there.
Nice.
Just my brother told me I would quit when I was 12. When I first got the bass, he's like, "Oh, you'll last for about 2 years, and that'll be it." Wrong.
So you had to prove the brother wrong.
Oh yeah, I had to prove him wrong.
And you're still proving him wrong today.
Oh yeah.
So, have you ever taken lessons at any point, or are you pretty much self-taught? How has that gone?
Self-taught. I mean, I had a couple of classes in high school, but that was for guitar, and we played Jingle Bells. So it was pretty much self-taught.
Gotcha. Do you play any other instruments besides bass?
Play around with guitar a little bit, but kind of like heavy metal guitar, but nothing crazy where my fingers are too big to be playing crazy chords or anything like that. I need the bass.
Gotcha. So as far as your particular playing style goes, are you mostly a finger style player, or do you use a pick, or is it situational?
It's situational. I try to slap more than I need to, but try to add a little bit of funkiness to it whenever we can, but not pushing it in there, but I whatever it calls for, really, whatever the song calls for.
Gotcha. So tell me about your current gear and your live setup. What do you play through? What do you play? What do you play through? Pedal boards, all that good stuff.
Okay. I like Ernie Ball Music Van basses.
Mm-hmm.
But my favorite is the Dark Ray, and
Mm-hmm.
Dark Ray is the one with the distortion built in, and it's a very fun bass to play. It's very comfortable, and it feels just like a Music Man, but it has that little different sound. It's great. As far as an amp, I use that's a whole story in itself. But I made a full circle. I went back to GK. I left trying to use my Gallon Kruger stuff at one point, and tried Orange and tried Mesa Boogie. I couldn't get that clean sound. I couldn't get that clean push, but using Gallon Kruger stuff, and it's been great. But pedals, same thing. It was dark glass. I got a boost on there. I got a wah pedal on there, and just basic pedals. And an envelope filter. That's a necessity. Got to have an envelope filter if you want to get a little funky. But yeah.
A lot of people seem to really like the dark glass stuff. So
yeah, I tried a head, and it was kind of, I don't know, too technical.
Mm-hmm.
Where you had to program each sound and had to have a separate board, pedal board just for each sound. You couldn't mix the sounds. I mean, I like what they're doing. I like their stuff, but just as far as some of it they try to go too far.
Yeah, gotcha. So do you have a preference yourself between 4 and 5 string or even higher string count basses?
I like 4 strings. For me, it's easier for like the slapping style and just my style, how I play. I prefer 4. I mean, I have a 5, but I prefer 4s.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Well, musicians tend to collect gear.
Yeah.
Do you have anything really unique or unusual in your gear arsenal that you'd like to talk about?
I don't know if I don't know how unique it is. It's kind of old. It's sentimental for me more than anything. It's my first real bass is an Ibanez X Series, which looks like it's an old bass, but it doesn't work right now. But it's still hanging on my wall. It's fun to have.
Cool. I always ask this mostly because it's just kind of a humorous question, but how often do you change strings?
I like them bright. If we're recording, I try to go like 2 to 3 months and change them. But if we're not recording, we're just playing, jamming out, probably about 6 months.
Yeah.
They're not gonna break.
I always ask that because bass strings are not cheap. I
No,
mean,
$35 a pop at least.
yeah, you have to take out a second mortgage just to restring your bass.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like Echoes of Savages is watching us on YouTube. Just put their comment up on the screen there.
They're giving me crap.
Not yet,
No,
but
not
I'm
yet.
sure,
Not yet.
but I'm sure
Not
it's
yet.
coming. I'm sure it's coming. So, so Phil, who are some of your personal musical influences?
Definitely Red Hot Chili Peppers. I got to say that they were one of my tops. But I grew up in New York, so the New York music scene was there. The Life of Agony was a big band when I was growing up. Typo, a little bit of Biohazard, Anthrax, Megadeth, Metallica, all those type of bands were really pushed my style. And
so a lot of thrash.
Yeah, a lot of thrash, but at the same time, the funky side, like the Infectious Grooves. I mean, that was
Right.
one of my favorite bands when they came out.
Gotcha. So what was the very first concert you ever attended as a fan?
Guns N' Roses but the first band I ever saw was Soundgarden because they opened up. And that was at Madison Square Garden, I think 91 or 92. But
Nice.
That was a
Nice.
very good concert.
Oh, I'm sure it was.
Yeah. Nobody knew who Soundgarden was. It was amazing. They put on an amazing show.
So, over the course of your musical career, have you had the opportunity to meet any of your musical heroes? And if so, how, tell about it.
Okay. The first person I met was Jason Newsted.
Oh, nice.
We snuck backstage. They were playing this big festival type show in upstate New York. I was in high school. We snuck backstage, and he was kind of a dick, to be nice, say it nicely. We saw him. He comes out of his car, and he's got all these women with him. We're like, oh yeah, look at this guy. And we're like, hey Jason, how'd you get back here? And he goes, security, joking around. I'm like, oh, come on, man. But then he turned out to be a nice guy. He signed our stuff and everything, and we just went about our way. It was cool. It was really cool to meet him. But, yeah, met a few though. I mean, met Anthrax. That was cool. Life of Agony, I did meet. We played with Bogaflex. That was one of my favorite bands for a while there, which was fun. We played with them at Smith's. We opened for them.
Oh, cool. So, away from music, what are some of your hobbies and interests?
I play baseball. That's still kind of an old man's league, but play baseball, run. We try to travel, get and just have a good time, live life.
Very cool. So we're about to get into the section where we're going to be actually talking about Echoes of Savages. And what I'm going to do is, for people that aren't familiar with you guys, I was going to play a short snippet of you guys playing live, just so people can get a taste. And I actually found a clip from the Blackstrap show that we were talking about, where you guys are playing the prisoner. And the funny part is I'm actually briefly in the clip. So
you planned that?
No, actually I didn't. But anyway, so I'm gonna share my screen and go ahead and put that up, and we'll play it.
Cool.
Okay, and we're back. But yeah, I really enjoyed that song in particular. Your singer has a great voice, and your guitarist is quite the showman. The fact that he had the wireless set up and was able to get down there and mingle with us was really pretty cool.
Yeah, he was enjoying himself that day.
I could tell.
He was definitely enjoying himself. He was having a good time. We all were having a good time, but he definitely showed it. It was fun.
So anyway, tell me about Echoes of Savages. How long have you guys been together? How did the band form? Where did the name come from? Stuff like that.
There's a whole story here. We've been together for about 10 years. It started off, me and Rob, I found him at a band mix. He had a post up, and I answered that. We jammed once. And then I ran into Glenn, the guitar player. Our kids played softball together. And
nice.
We started talking about music, and he said, "Oh, I play guitar." I said, "Well, come on, let's jam out." I think his wife's still mad at me about this, and ever since he's been coming out to band practice once a week, and we've been writing stuff, and it's been fun. But as far as Tony, we had a singer before Tony named John, and he got us actually playing out. He had us playing like different like open mics and stuff like that, and that kind of introduced us to Tony, because Tony was playing this open mic, and then we put out an ad saying we were looking for a singer. He answered the ad because he heard us and he knew who we were, and he came out. And we've been together ever since, probably going on 8 years now. It's definitely a good time.
So where did the name Echoes of Savages come from?
Rob, the drummer, he listens to a lot of Rogan podcast, and there was a
Oh
Rogan
yeah.
podcast where he mentioned something. Rob knows exactly where it came from with that, but he mentioned Echoes of Savages. He looked up, made sure it wasn't like copyrighted or anything, and next band practice he brought it up. We're like, yeah, we like that name. So there it is.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, like I said, I was really blown away by y'all's performance, and like I said, Tony's got an amazing voice. So
yeah, he's quite an entertainer. He does a lot of acoustic stuff too. Like if you ever happen to be, a lot of times he does Johnny's and stuff like that, and you just happen to catch him. And you're like, hey, okay, cool. He's very talented.
well, cool. So what I'm going to do real quick is flip over to the Instagram tab and just see if anybody's making any comments or such over there.
Okay. Cool.
Let's see. We don't have a lot of people in there, but we've got some, but don't really have a lot of comments.
Come on, somebody comment.
Yeah. So, bass players are typically in a partnership of sorts with the drummer within the band as the rhythm section.
Yep.
Tell me about your relationship with the drummer in Echoes of Savages and how you guys lock in together and all that.
Yeah. If Tony or Glenn aren't at practice, or if they go to step out for a second, we can write a song in 30 seconds. I mean, he'll put a drum beat down, or I'll lay something down, and it's immediate. Usually we'll play something that we're on the same page all the time. It's almost magical. It's really fun. I don't know. We got the same background as far as what we like, what we grew up listening to. So it makes it a lot easier.
Very cool. So tell me a bit about the songwriting process within Echoes of Savages. Is there a primary writer in the band, or is it pretty much a collaborative thing? How has that gone?
Vocals, Tony handles the vocals. We may come up with an idea of like a subject. Like with the last call, we let's have a drinking song. There it came. But as far as the music itself, either Glenn or I will come up with a riff, and we'll send. Glenn's famous for this. He'll send something like some little clip through the phone, and we all listen to it. Next practice, we're like, "Oh yeah, we got that. We got an idea. Or we'll just come up with an idea while we're jamming, and like, let's try this, and it morphs into a song. If it makes it to the board, it's a song. Otherwise, it's just a jam.
Nice. So S Balzer 1 on YouTube just made a comment just saying hello.
Oh, okay. That is my wife. She's in the other room. I don't know why she's saying hello.
Well,
hello, wife.
So is Echoes of Savages anything approaching a full-time thing?
No, I mean this is our fun. I mean,
gotcha.
Hobby's kind of a word, but it's our release. It's our fun. It's definitely.
I get it. So tell me about your day job.
I'm an art director for a printing company. We print digital, screen print, anything. I work in Illustrator, Photoshop, and design, that type of stuff, and it's fun. I pretty much color for a living.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's fun.
You can't beat that.
No.
So, if you can narrow it down to kind of one or two anecdotes, what have been some of the most interesting experiences that you've had playing live?
I got a couple of them. One was we played this one place called the Depot, and a fight broke out just while we were playing mid-song. I'm looking around. I'm like looking at Tony like, should we stop? He goes, no, keep going. So we kept going. I'm like, okay, I never played around that before. That was fun.
As long as they weren't bringing the fight onto the stage.
No,
You know,
they left us out of it. It wasn't even a mosh pit.
hey,
Been around mosh pits before, but that wasn't even a mosh pit.
yeah.
So it was definitely a good time.
So your wife said you wanted
Uh-oh.
someone to comment. So
Here we go. Oh God, here we go. What are you commenting?
No, that was her comment.
Oh, that was her comment.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, do you guys have any, I guess, pre-show traditions, like things that you consistently try to do before you go live?
Other than not drink too many beers. No, you know what? I don't think we're that superstitious. I think we just set up, play, and have a good time.
Gotcha.
Nothing crazy. Big thing is don't drink too many beers.
Yeah.
Don't mess up.
So, what would you say? You know, do you guys have a favorite venue that you just really enjoy playing at?
Lately, it has definitely been Blackstrap.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's right here, and the sound is great. Chris does a great job with the sound. I can say Smith's is also one that we really liked. A few times we played. Well, we played there a lot actually, but those two have been my favorites by far.
Gotcha. So, what is you had mentioned that you grew up in New York. What is your actual hometown?
Queens. I grew up in the city, but I went from Queens, New York to Largo, Florida, St. Pete, Largo area, and then up here.
So, how old were you when you left Queens?
I was 19.
Oh, okay.
Left there when I was 19. Moved down to Florida, met my wife. Rest has been history.
Gotcha. So, what would you say was your favorite thing about Queens?
Well, baseball, but the baseball and the food. Not to mention that there were always the top bands came through there. I saw Nirvana. I mean, like I said, with Guns N' Roses, they came through there. We always had really good venues. I mean, you can go to Madison Square Garden and see a show. That's good. Everybody wants to play there.
Absolutely. We're getting comments now on YouTube from 5-Car Pileup. They're saying what's up, and then they've got the fire emojis going. So,
all right, what's up?
I take it those are friends of yours.
Yeah.
That's cool. So, give me your thoughts on the music scene here in Atlanta.
It's fun. It's diverse. For a little part there, I thought it was just going to be doom, but now I'm seeing more of a punk style really coming out. I don't know exactly where we fall in. We're kind of in between a few different genres, but it's definitely picking up. It's especially with Blackstrap opening up over here. It's been good. I mean, there's still a lot of cover bands, but there's a place for it. I mean, there's a place for everything, and it's fun to see some of these guys come through, and they put on a good show. It's fun.
Gotcha. Looks like we've got Glenn Eaton now
Glenn.
on YouTube.
That's Mr. Guitar Boy.
Oh, okay. Hey, Glenn.
Over.
He says you're doing good.
All right. Until I called him an ogre.
Well, like I said earlier, Glenn, definitely enjoyed the Blackstrap show. Loved the wireless setup and the fact that you could kind of get down and mingle with us. That was very cool. So this is a question. He says, "Hey, donkey."
Yes, it does.
And
It's like band practice all over again.
your wife just said Shrek.
Yep, that's what we call him, Shrek. He is Shrek.
So this is a question I have posed in all of these, and it's become one of my favorite questions just because you get some really cool answers to this. And that is, if you could give any advice, knowing what you know now, if you could give any advice to your younger self, what would it be?
Spend a little money and buy good gear.
Mm-hmm.
Because I played some cheap guitars. Not that they were bad, but once you spend a couple $1,000s on a guitar, you notice the difference. It's just, you don't have to beat on it as bad.
Right.
It's good.
So, do you have any suggestions for any other, I guess, up and coming bands to check out or possibly to reach out to do one of these live stream chats?
Yeah, I had a couple. Let me see. Mainly because I know the guy, the kid, Actus Reus. I've been wanting to see them. The bass player went to school with my daughter. Really good guy. But they put on a heck of a show from what I hear, and I've been trying to get out to see him, and that's a man I'd like to see. Knockdown Dragout was one of the bands that we play with, and they put on a heck of a show. And they're fun. And he's got a unique style, bass playing.
So, something else that we've done for all of these, and it's just been kind of fun, is we let the person who is being or is sitting in the hot seat, so to speak, pose a question for the next person in the hot seat.
Okay.
So my previous guest was Alec from the Lazy Ghouls. And the question that he posed is if you could re-record the bass line for any well-known song, basically take what's there out and put your own spin on it. What song would you like to do your own thing on?
Oh, man. There's a lot of them. That's something really to think about. What I listen to is very bass oriented, and so it's hard to like pull something out. I'd almost say like a Nirvana song or something. Just add some more funk to it. Something where you could just slap it up, and I won't say Teen Spirit. Maybe Come As You Are, where you can maybe like just make it a little more busy or something. Just add a little shift to it. Maybe make it a little weird and something different. I don't know.
Nothing wrong with that. Chris Novoselic would probably be happy to see what you'd come up with.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to step on anybody else's toes.
Oh, no. And, that
Definitely
wasn't really the intent. Yeah. No.
Definitely not.
So Five Car Pileup made the comment, "Bless the Dead." Is that another?
Yeah. They're another band.
Well,
very good.
For that matter, maybe I'll reach out to Five Car Pileup.
Yeah, he seems to know everybody.
So, since this is a series, is there a question that you would like to pose to the next person in the hopper?
Yeah, what effect is essential to your sound? Like, what could you not live without? I mean, I have a few different effects where it's like, I don't know if I can live without any. It would totally change my sound, and I'm wondering if everybody else is the same way. And I guess that would be my question.
So how would you answer that question?
What effect would I take out of my sound?
No, I mean,
which I couldn't live without.
Yeah.
My booster, the dark glass tone booster, because it adds that little extra punch to it and clarity. Just to me, it feels like it makes my sound.
So, do you guys have any new material coming out or any upcoming shows that you'd like to hype?
That's our job right now. We need to record. We've been trying to do that. We were trying to do that before we played the last 2 shows, and that was the focus. But then it shifted. So we have a good 5 to 6 songs that we wanted to get recorded, and we basically do that in house, but we send it out. I have a friend of mine in Florida who has his own studio. I think it's called Chameleon Studios. Sean Reidenbach. He's very good at mixing and mastering, and he's been helping us out with the last 4 songs we did.
Gotcha. Do you have any upcoming shows?
Not yet. We got to talk as a band. I'm not sure when our next one is planned, but I would imagine sometime in the fall we'll stumble across something or a few, but not yet.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, I'm going to pop back over to the Instagram tab, and looks actually. Alice Mulhall just said, "When are you playing out again?" But you just kind of answered the question.
That's a good question. You know who to ask about that.
Yeah.
Maybe the ogre.
So I'm going to pop back over to Instagram and see. No, we don't really have any comments over there. YouTube's really been the place to be tonight, apparently. Wow. So Glenn is saying he definitely wants to get a few recorded and then set up some more shows. So yeah.
That's what I figured he would say. That, like I said, that was the plan beforehand, and we have a little diverse recording going. We have one nice little kind of chill jam that we're working on. I'm not sure if the name's going to stick, but right now it's just the tip. We'll probably get a comment on that where it's probably not going to stick if Tony's listening to it. And we have 2 heavier ones that we really want to try. We played them both at Blackstrap. Here we go. The Adventures of TC. Where is this?
Nice.
There's a whole little joke behind that. We're hoping that's one we really want to record. So we'll see how that goes.
Well, I before earlier today, doing all of the prep for this, I dug around and found, I think, most of y'all's social media. I've got your Instagram, your YouTube, and your Bandcamp. Is there any other social media that you'd like to let people know about?
We have an actual website. It's echoesofsavages.com.
Okay.
It has links for everything on there. We have pictures. We have videos. Everything's on there.
Merch and all that.
The merch and everything. Yes, it's put a lot of work into that thing.
Well, we're getting toward the end of things here, and I want to thank you for your time and coming on here. This has really been a blast.
Oh yeah, this is great. Thank you for inviting me.
Well, you're more than welcome, and I appreciate the great turnout from your bandmates and your friends on YouTube. That's really been a lot of fun. And for those of you that are watching this live, thank you for taking the time. And, if you like what we've got going here, definitely spread the word. And, let's just continue to try to grow this effort. I mean, it's been, I've been doing this since late January, and it's really starting to get some traction, and I'm just having fun with it. I've really met some very cool people through this, and I look forward to staying in touch with you guys. And I'll be within the next day or so, I'll be editing this. I'll be reposting it onto Instagram. I'll probably have to break it into 2 to 3 pieces because there's a time limit on the reels.
Yeah.
But I'll be getting that up hopefully in the next day or so, and I'll edit out some excerpts that'll go up on TikTok, and
cool.
And then I'll edit the audio into a podcast, and I'll send you guys links for everything, as it gets completed. And y'all are if y'all ever have a need for the raw video or raw audio from this, I can make it available to you. So
thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
And like I said, this has really been a blast. So thank you, and everybody that's been watching this, thank you, and have a safe rest of your night and a great weekend ahead. And I'll be back with episode 24 on Sunday evening at 7. I've got Woody with Divine Martyr, who are a symphonic metal band out of I believe Indiana. So I'm looking forward to talking to them, and that'll be, like I said, Sunday night at 7 p.m. Eastern. And then next week, I've got Bryant Perez, who is a hip hop and metal artist out of Gainesville. And I'll be talking to him on Tuesday the 11th at 8 p.m. So those are the next couple, and we will be we'll be continuing to press on. And Glenn says, "Good job, Donkey. Gingerbread Man will be proud."
All right, Glenn.
You're getting your chops busted.
Hey, I expect it. I didn't expect any less.
Yep.
It's only gonna be better band practice.
Yep. Absolutely. Well, anyway, everybody have a great night, and we will be back soon. And